All right, here we go. Cameras are hot. The mics are hot. In this episode 244 of the No Hangover Podcast. As always, like, subscribe, comment, rate, follow across all platforms. We're on YouTube. We're on Spotify. And we are on SoundCloud. Check us out on our socials on Instagram at No Hangover Podcast and on TikTok at No_hangover. I will be back posting soon. Being back on social media, posting reels, all that good shit. So make sure you like the past stuff. Go watch previous episodes. And yeah, appreciate the love. Got a special guest.
Yes.
Who would have thought? Who would have thought
Not
that
me.
you'd be on my podcast? Who would have thought that I would have had a podcast? And who would have thought that you would have been sitting down next to me?
Yes.
Talking.
On episode 244.
Oh, how do you feel? Yeah, it's my little brother, guys.
Hey.
For all of y'all that don't know. And for the ones that do, you already know who the fuck it is. So, what's up?
It is.
How's life been treating you?
It's been a roller coaster. Definitely a roller coaster. There's one thing I can say. I've lived a whole bunch of different lives.
Yeah.
Sure.
You have done your fair share of living. And
Definitely.
doing shit and figuring out what works and what doesn't work for you, I guess.
Yep. Definitely have. But I like to say I was doing it wrong, but now I'm doing it right.
Right.
So.
Well, there you go. That's the important part. As long as you're learning, growing, progressing,
Definitely.
trying to be a better version of yourself.
And who would have thought we would have been here together?
Shit. Yeah, I mean, to give some context, we've been through some of our rough patches.
Definitely.
It's always love, but people make decisions, and you gotta deal with the consequence of those decisions, good or bad. And sometimes that leads you to not talk to somebody for a while. People need to be removed from your life for a little bit, and people go on their own path and do their own thing. So, yeah, I mean, that's life. But like you said, here we are recording.
Here we are.
Episode 244.
Yep.
So, what you want to talk about?
Shit. Yeah, we can talk about so much, honestly.
There's
so much to talk about.
movies, music, sports, video games.
Jeez, I don't even want to get into movies. Nah, I'm so angry. Nah, I should.
Yeah, because you've missed. Okay, I mean, it's kind of like with me with the first Avatar.
Yeah, right.
I've tried to watch it twice, and I fell asleep twice watching. Except
It's like
you fell
cursed
asleep
me.
watching it, and then you missed the movie completely the second time.
Yeah, and I paid for it. I
But
couldn't.
yeah, at least mine was free. I
Yeah.
just fucking lost out on some time, but whatever.
I think the first two times I just went to go. Wow. Second
You
time
did
I
go
didn't
late
even
as
go.
fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, you had the tickets late as fuck. Well, the
Yeah.
first time was like what, for like 11:30 or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. 11:15. Didn't get out of it till like almost 2:30. But fell asleep within like the first hour.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Yeah, and then you didn't even make it to the movies,
Yeah, and then I fell asleep about an hour.
which is funny because like I literally live like 5 minutes. It's like probably like a 10-minute walk from.
There
the
should have been
movies.
no reason I missed the movie.
Besides the fact that you fell asleep for like 5 hours.
And I chose to fall asleep right before.
Damn, there you go.
Decisions,
You got to live with your
decisions.
fucking with the consequences of your actions.
Back to the theme.
Over there, fucking $28 in the hole
Damn. Fucking crazy.
for an hour of movie time.
3 fucking hours.
No, well, you didn't even. But I'm saying you only watched like an hour. of
Well,
it.
you got to think too is I bought a whole fucking popcorn, a Slurpee, and some Airhead Extremes.
Damn.
That's my go-to.
So
Airhead
that's
Extremes.
fucking. Yeah, so dude, that's $28 for the ticket. You probably was probably like another like $40.
Yeah.
That's
Pretty-
crazy. I don't understand why
It's
those.
so insane how much it is, to the point where I even questioned the cashier. I was like, "Are you sure that's right?"
Yeah, I look at it like, damn.
And then I felt like an asshole because I was like, "Damn, it was right." Over here seeming like a cheap fuck.
I mean, shit. That shit is expensive as fuck. I feel like they tax the shit out of it.
Dude, it's insane.
But I feel like that promotes like just I'm just gonna bring my own shit in here. Like
damn
fuck
right.
that.
I mean, you remember when I ran into you when I went to go see The Conjuring? What was I getting? Five Guys, a whole Five Guys meal.
Yeah.
Snuck it into the movie theater. Fucking triple
It's just like-
cheeseburger,
That's wild. Putting that shit in a fucking person. Like, all right, let's go.
Cajun fries. Yep, that's what me and my ex would
Because
do.
that shit's fucking greasy as fuck.
Stinks up the whole.
for real.
The theater stinks like Five Guys.
How do you get it past? I mean, I guess security in the fucking movies is lax as fuck.
No.
They don't give a fuck. I swear, you could probably just. I feel like you could do that with anywhere though. If you just act like you're supposed to be there, you could just walk by and just.
Well, I used to go watch blockbuster movies on 2 tabs of acid, and I used to have a blast. And nobody, honestly, I probably looked crazy, but I swear, nobody could tell anything.
I mean, that's probably how you felt.
Yeah.
I mean, also in a movie theater though, like
But some of
I
them
don't
were
really,
packed.
I don't really pay attention to the people around me unless like they're really fucking tweaking or being loud as fuck. But
Well, my friend, he was kind of being a little loud to the point where he kept asking our neighbor, "Hey, what's going on in the movie?" And I'm like, "Hey, bro, ask me. Don't ask them. They're probably watching the same thing."
what, like your neighbor in the movie theater?
Yeah, not like our neighbor,
Oh.
like whoever was
so it's
sitting
just a
right
random
next to him.
person?
Yeah, this random Asian lady. I don't even think she spoke English, and it was opening night. This was Aquaman, if y'all don't know, but
I heard that
basically,
movie was not that great.
shit, you could not tell me that.
Give
I
me a
felt it
couple
was
tabs of acid, anything's gonna be great.
that was the best movie I've ever seen in my life.
Oh
I
shit!
felt like I was underwater for like
Forgot to breathe for a second. Like, oh shit! Wait.
no, it was definitely great. Like the first 10-15 minutes felt a little bit long, considering maybe it was the tabs. I don't know, but yeah, definitely had a blast to the point where I've watched pretty crazy looking blockbuster movies on acid in the theaters. So like Spider-Man, the animated one, I did that. That one was
Universe, Enter the Spideyverse or whatever.
Into the Spider.
Yeah, that one is because I saw the first one. That shit is like, even I was watching it just chilling sober, and I was like, oh shit.
Yeah, well, that
like,
beginning where it's like,
Yeah.
like all that
I can only imagine how the second one was
glitching out,
because that one looked fucking
darker.
trippier. Like they were really.
I will
awesome
say,
shit.
like,
they were
horror
probably
movies
tripping when they were.
are hard to watch when tripping because I watched Joker off that. Oh wow,
Joker.
had me questioning a lot of.
I mean, it was a good movie,
stuff.
but I wouldn't say it was scary. It got like the end, like towards the end is when it started getting good. When
I
everything
wouldn't
started
say
happening.
scary.
and shit.
I guess more so like intense.
That
when
was-
when I'm watching him kill the
yeah.
people
Yeah.
and I'm tripping, I'm like
I
thinking
know
like,
he left the
damn.
little midget. He left. He was so
Yeah.
scared.
Yeah,
he
you know,
just
I'm like-
fucking left him. He's like,
And the whole movie, I'm smiling the whole time, so I think there's something wrong there. Like,
oh
but nah.
shit.
definitely enjoy my movie time. I don't go watch every movie on tabs, but
It's the occasional.
the occasion.
From time to time, you gotta fucking indulge, go into a
Dibble-dabble.
different dimension to fucking watch a movie. It'd be like that sometimes.
Dibble dabble. I've had a lot of trippy experiences. Been DC and festival. That was another crazy experience.
I mean, live music while you're tripping is probably.
Dude, freaking
Yeah, I
awesome.
don't think there's too many things like that, especially when it's like
I'm jealous that you got to go see The Weeknd.
The Weeknd, K Tronada, Cruenben, all different types of music, but like Travis Scott,
Yep.
that shit was. I mean, all of them. Like, I feel like they were all good in their own way, in their own special way. The Weeknd was good. Like, it was a great show, great performance. The I guess all the stage stuff and everything that he did with the pyrotechnics and the lights and all that shit like that. It was a hell of a show. But what really impressed me is that like it was like a 2-hour set, maybe 2.5 hour set, and he was singing the whole time. Like, and he did not like. He wasn't missing too many notes. Like, he was singing his heart out. That shit was impressive.
Didn't she say like? I mean, obviously you never seen Michael Jackson perform, but you would say like he's probably the closest thing to him in terms of performance.
No, because he's not really dancing and shit like that. He's just letting his voice.
Well,
do
I guess in terms of
vocals. Yeah, I mean, he's pretty high up there. I mean, yeah, the Weeknd's vocal range and his endurance as well was it's very impressive, especially if he
took
like
breaks or no.
no. I mean, like there was times where he was letting the crowd sing, but like he wasn't like taking too many breaks. And I think when Call Out My Name, that was probably the loudest at the stadium got, because I saw it at Hard Rock, and that shit was like people were singing their hearts out to that shit.
It's funny because like I've seen videos and you'll see even the guys like,
bro, I was singing that shit was fucking. How could you not sing that?
I would too.
And there was a stretch of like he played Out of Time. He played damn, let me see if I could pull up the set list. But he played like 4 or 5 songs in a row where it was like bang, 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 like some of my favorites.
Yeah.
The songs that I wish he would have played was King of the Fall. Man, if he would have played that shit, that would have that's probably my favorite Weeknd song is King of the Fall. Yeah. That shit is fucking some.
Every time I listen
shit.
to that song, I think about like when we lived in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, that's when
we would drive and you would pick me up from football practice.
Yeah, that shit. King of the Fall is hidden gem, but that's probably his best. To me, is one of his best songs.
Not a lot of people know about that song.
Right.
Too.
Well, I think now that because he released it on
Apple Music.
On Apple before it was just a video, but he released like
it wasn't on there for the longest.
No, but he released like the pretty much his set list or like popular songs after his after the what was the tour that I went on, the After Hours Until Dawn tour.
Yeah.
And it has like a whole bunch of songs and it had King of the Fall on there. But you know me, I had that shit on my phone since 2014 when that shit fucking came out.
Yeah.
But out of our Call Me When You or I Can't Wait to Get There. If he would have played those two, then but when I saw him, he didn't play that. But then Steven and Jordan went to go see him when he came to Orlando.
He played it.
So no, he didn't play either of those. But I did tell Steven, it's like, hey, if he plays any of those 2 songs, record that shit for me.
Oh yeah.
But no, The Weeknd is incredible. Travis Scott with him, that like it wasn't the Amway or at the Kia Center now, but man, his crowd control and like there was something eerie about it. Like it was cool and it was fun and it was intense, but like there was times where I was looking around and like it just seemed like
supernatural
a little bit. It was a little like it was a little creepy, a little surreal. You know how there's a lot of like the people claiming like the demonic stuff.
I feel like I'm not gonna lie to you. I definitely think so. The performance that he had, I don't know if it was Coachella or it was whenever some people got trampled on.
Oh, that was Astroworld. That was his festival.
So that was Astroworld, right? So that one, a lot of people that were there said like kept claiming that they saw like a fucking portal to hell open up and shit. Now, I mean, obviously the set is probably trippy as fuck.
Well, that's the thing. Like if his show, and I'll show you videos afterwards, but again, a lot of pyrotechnics, the lights, and I mean, I feel like with music and especially with that type of sound, there is a lot of like music can be very hypnotic and very like
frequencies, you know?
Yeah, and people and like those people that do that, like these professional artists, especially guys like Travis Scott that are not only like the front man but they're producers as well, and they engineer music and shit like that. Like they know all these frequencies and they know all the intricacies and nuances of like what frequency is gonna make you feel this and that and all that shit. So like, I mean, I feel like it, as a good artist, like you know what you're doing to create the feeling and the vibe that you're trying to create. And Travis Scott, I mean, if you look at all these different interviews as far as with different rappers, different people in the rap game that are asked who the best performer is, a lot of people across rap and even across different genres, Travis Scott has a crowd control that is like no other. So that was kind of what I was like going into. I'm like, I wonder if it's really gonna be like
how people say.
Yeah, and like that shit lived up to every expectation. That shit was incredible, and he brought Kanye West out too. So that shit was, when Kanye West came out, that shit was loud, deafening. You cannot hear shit, but that was pretty dope. And then there was like a little intermission, and then he did the rest of his show. Who else did I say? Crewing Bin, that was fun, but that's so much different vibe than Travis Scott or The Weeknd. Like it's instrumentals, and like they do very little vocals and stuff like that. And I saw them at a amphitheater in Clearwater, like right on the fucking water. So that kind of like,
that's a different vibe.
Yeah, different vibes, a lot more chill and stuff like that. But I did show you that one song that we listened to, and that they had played it before it was released, and man, listening to that shit live, the way they were fucking shredding on the guitar and shit, and like I felt like everybody in the crowd was like they're like, you cannot, the gravitational pull of the stage and what was going on there was fucking insane, and like everybody was on the same frequency and shit. It was wild. But Kaytranada is, I mean, he's my favorite artist, and I just saw him. This was my 3rd time seeing him in Tampa. I had seen him in Miami when I saw The Weeknd. He opened up for him, and then I saw him in Philly last year, and then I just saw him in Tampa in November. But this time it was in the stadium, so like it captured a lot of the sound and like kept it in there, and the bass was a lot heavier. And I mean, he was headlining the show, so like when he did it at the amphitheater, it was cool. But like in an amphitheater, you're really limited to how you can put on a performance because there's not really as far as like the what's it called, like. So when I went to go see him in Tampa, he had like a floating DJ booth essentially, so it would come down. He was playing for a little bit, and then during the middle of his set, it started going up, and he was just That's above everybody, cool. Fucking DJing, doing his set and all this shit. He put on performance, like he, the way that he set up his set list, and he had little dances that he was doing, and it was like a big ass fucking dance party. But that shit was fucking, the vibes in there were fucking
dude. I need to
immaculate,
go to more performances,
immaculate vibes. That's one person that if you want to go like see a concert, and the thing about that is that anywhere you look, there's people of all different types of races, fucking ethnicities. Fucking the dude next to me was a fucking preppy, fucking like square white dude, but like cool as fuck. Like I was wearing shades, and like the lights were super bright. He like tapped me on the shoulders, like, you had a good idea with the shades, and I'm like, yeah. And I was right about to light up a joint, and I'm like, shit, you trying to hit this? He's like, yeah, why not? And fucking took a couple hits.
As well.
Yeah, and then he's like, you mind if my wife takes it? I'm like, nah, go ahead. And like, just like you see all different types of people, and like everybody was just vibing, dancing, having a good time. So like, I think that was, besides him being my favorite artist and things like that, that was pretty cool to see that.
That's what I like.
Just everybody on the same page, vibing, dancing, grooving.
Yeah, that's what I definitely like about like festivals and concerts.
I do want to go to a festival. I've never gone to like a music festival like that. No.
So yeah, I had a friend of mine. She took me, and it was a blast. Now I'll keep in mind I took like 4.5 grams of shrooms, and I got lost for like 8, maybe 5 hours, 4 hours.
That's part of the experience.
Definitely had I had a
being
fucking
lost
blast
at some point, like not knowing where anybody is, but just being in the moment.
Woke up in a medical tent, fucking IV in my arm, fought a security guard, fucking like I kid you not, I fucking had this security guard on a bike. I collapsed. I was outside the Washington old DC Redskins stadium, and I'm outside and I collapsed apparently. And then this group of fucking paramedics and people, they're all coming around me, and they're like, Oscar, calling me by my middle name. You okay? And I wake up and I'm like, oh shit. And I stand up really fast, and it's like surrounding me. We're just trying to help you, make sure you're okay. Did you take anything? And I'm like, oh, you're not gonna get me. And I'm like, oh, you think I can't take you? And I point at this fucking security guard on his bike, fucking grabbed him, bear grab, fucking tackled him off the bike. All I remember is the next time, boom, boom, boom. Fucking, it's like a movie. It's like my vision went black, and then I'm waking up like vision in and out, looking towards the sky on a fucking 4-wheeler, handcuffed to it, just driving. They're driving me somewhere. Vision goes out again. I'm fighting them off me and trying to fucking stick an IV in my arm to try to like chill me out. You're having a bad trip. We're just trying to help you. No, get off of me. Freaking out.
Like they're fucking abducting you.
Yeah, I'm freaking.
Gonna put something in my ass. No.
Get out of my head. Get out of my head.
Damn.
Fucking freaking out.
What kind of festival was it though?
EDM.
Oh.
It was a electric glow festival. But so cool thing though was like, eventually I woke up and came to, and they were like, oh, your friend's been calling your phone. They've been trying to find you. So apparently my friend, she was looking for me the whole time. And then I went. They walked me out, and they're like, oh yeah, you still got a couple hours of the festival if you still want to, enjoy it. I was like, shit, hell yeah. So then I went.
Damn, they let you go after all that? It's like, all right.
They freaking walked me back to my friend, met back up with her. Freaking.
Damn, probably after they knocked you out, it's like, he's no threat.
For real. I had a thermal blanket on me. Fucking some like holographic thermal blanket looking real alien-like. I can kid you not. I probably got abducted that night. Who knows?
I mean, someone abducted you. The fucking security beat your ass. And then
no, I had hella bruises. I had a black eye, scratch marks all over. And then I even went and partied all over downtown DC that night. I had a blast.
Damn,
but
like a pretty good night though.
No, it was definitely like when I got to the actual like parts of the festival, when I do remember like listening to the music and hanging out with my friends and stuff, like it was a blast. Like the sound, the loudness, just like I don't know who the fuck I was watching. I don't know any of the artist names. I don't know what type of fucking songs they were called, but all I know, I was vibing. I was having a fucking blast.
That's really all that matters, honestly.
I would bump into somebody and I would see their pupils fucking blasted. I would be like, yeah, you're tweaking harder than I'm tweaking.
Definitely. I want to keep on going to music concerts. I do want to go to a festival, never been, but going to see live music is definitely. So
I definitely want
top tier.
I want to do something where like we should go to like Colombia or like Mexico, like one of those EDM festivals that are held like overseas, international, because I feel like those ones get fucking crazy.
They party different over there.
I feel like they party so much more different. I feel like it would get so popping. Like imagine Brazil in an EDM festival, or like Rio, or like
that
Dubai, or you know what I mean. But like those
Dubai,
type of cities.
probably not much Dubai because that's in Saudi Arabia and they're very they're a little bit more strict over there with.
But maybe like
with the clothing and the
cities that are a little bit more lenient, more
maybe somewhere
more
in Spain.
Yeah, like what's that? Ibiza. I took a pill in Ibiza to show the DJ I was
that's cool. Mike Posner.
Yep.
Yeah. Damn.
Funny story. That man had a fucking crazy ass drug addicted life before he had he was really really on the top of his game and then fell.
Yeah.
All due to pills. And that song.
Those opioids are fucking. They're no
opioids,
joke.
Yes, they will. They'll
get you. They'll get you good.
Definitely.
Especially nowadays that they're fucking laced with Fent.
Yeah.
Yeah, that Fenty, and I ain't talking Rihanna.
Nope.
Yeah, but here we are, still thriving, still living. I don't know about thriving, but we living.
We're living.
I'm working on the thriving part.
We're getting there. Definitely getting there.
What artist would you want to see live?
Live, well, for sure, The Weeknd is like number one choice. Like. Definitely The Weeknd. I've seen a couple. So I've seen Melly. Well, I worked his concert when I was like 15.
YNW Melly.
Yeah, and
before he was in jail.
Yeah, before he even was like really blowing up.
Oh
like,
shit!
It was like right when he dropped Virtual Blue Balenciagas, and
I could not tell you any songs from him except Murder on My Mind.
Well, yeah, I heard that one live. I heard all his music. Like, never ever heard of him ever before. Yeah. And then when he worked that concert at the club I worked at, that was the first time I ever listened to him was live, and it was pretty freaking pretty good. I liked him, but I would definitely like to see somebody of a higher caliber, maybe Drake, Kanye.
I would like to see Drake, just because like I know so many of his.
Yeah, I think I would sing along.
He's up there with one of my favorite artists as well. So
one.
Yeah, Kanye West. I saw him at the Travis Scott concert. He played like 5 songs and dipped, but I still think I want to see him live. I think Anderson .Paak, Bruno Mars.
Yeah, they're in Vegas, right?
They were in Vegas. Bruno Mars has a residency in Vegas, but I'm pretty sure it's because he's in debt over there.
Well, shit.
Yeah.
Coked out maniac.
Yeah. Well, I mean, shit. That's probably how he makes all these great songs. The man don't miss. I mean, that's a lot of great artists are fucking crazy. They have some sort of alcoholism, fucking drugs, coke, fucking pills. I mean, when you live that type of lifestyle and, everything's so fast and you have the highs that you have, I mean, imagine singing in front of 20,000 people and they're all fucking singing along with you and like praising you and like the type of rush and adrenaline you get from that shit. Like,
it's real deal worshiping.
Yeah.
I mean, they're being worshipped as gods. And I mean, not trying to get too religious here, but, if like we're not technically supposed to be doing that. Like, we're idolizing human beings.
Yeah. And people, they get all, well, how like when rich people are assholes or this, that, and the third is like, well, yeah, you probably would be too if, people were just fucking kissing the fucking ground that you fucking walk on, and
literally
like fucking sucking you off all the time, like just whatever you
giving
want,
you
like
free shit.
yeah,
or,
because you can sing really well, or you're a great athlete, or you're a great actor, and like the type of ego that you get from that, and that's why it's, you know, it's pretty impressive when you get people that are to that level that are humble and like can, you know, move with grace, and like obviously like
move like it's nothing.
right, mentally, like what your mentality is and how you project it out into the world can be two different things. Because in your head, like you still think I'm the best, and you can still have that killer mentality, but like you don't have to fucking be a dickhead and like a fucking asshole to everybody, and like think that your shit don't stink.
Takes a lot more strength to be kind.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, imagine being that. I mean, especially with artists, you don't really see it with athletes as much anymore, but actors, you do, artists, you know, musicians. Like, imagine getting that high of performing in front of 20, 30,000 people, and then, like, how do you fucking substitute that in your everyday life, you know, when it's the monotony and all that shit, and you're constantly getting, like you said, constantly getting offers from people, women throwing themselves at you, fucking things getting offered for you for free, all this attention. Like,
would you take all the fame and fortune?
Fuck the fame. I want the fucking money.
Yeah, fame comes with the money. I feel
Not,
like. I don't know.
Not
I wouldn't
necessarily. I mean,
necessarily
listen,
want fame.
how many CEOs do you know?
Yeah,
billionaire CEO.
You don't know any of their names.
If they were walking down the fucking street, you would not know who the fuck they are.
Nope.
But there's people that choose the fame because they think it's gonna get them the money. But I mean, look at, I mean, guys like, I don't know. Think of whoever streamer or whatever fucking one hit wonder or things like that. People are chasing the fame, thinking that's going to get them all the success, the money, and things like that. But people can be famous for 15 minutes and get nothing from it. Yeah,
make themselves look stupid, like that Hawk Tua girl.
Yeah, I mean, you can get fame, and again, you know, that it's not going to bring you anything. It's just a lot of people are going to know who you are.
She was doing everything for the clout, for the clickbait, for the.
And she got caught up. She was doing a little pump and dump with the crypto
scam,
shit.
Yeah.
Well, fuck.
Now she's all falling down.
Tiger King, he's famous as fuck. He's over there fucking sitting in jail.
Yeah.
Gonna look asking for pardons and shit. Can't get fucking shit. So I mean, yeah, famous. I mean, there is opportunity and money and monetary opportunity in being famous, but they don't necessarily go hand in hand.
Yeah. I don't think I would want the fame just because, like, you never know who's going to move real. It's going to be harder to tell who's real.
Well, yeah, because people are going to start trying to use you for, you know, their own personal gain, and they see you as a meal ticket.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if I get good here and whatever, then I can.
If I'm in his good graces.
Yeah, I can piggyback off of that. But, I mean, more times than not, that's not usually how it works.
Nope.
I mean, that's why a lot of great athletes, great actors, great musicians, like they've all gone their own path, and then they happen to meet at at some type of pinnacle. But
yeah,
usually if you're trying to leech off of somebody, you know, you might get some type of game, but
usually
you're not going to, it's not going to be the same type, because they're probably famous and got that because they have some type of talent.
There are certain laws I've realized in life that are just like laws that usually happen. Like, good usually outweighs the bad. You know, usually good will usually, how do I say this better? Like, good will usually prevail over evil. Hard work, you know, beats talent usually.
Well, I agree with that to an extent, but I also feel like it does vary, like, on the situation. Like, for example, people that work in sweatshops and are, you know, forced labor, work hard every fucking day of their life and get nothing out of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, in that sense, but like, yeah, if you get two people who are, you know, maybe talent wise are on the same level, or one is even a little slightly better, but the one who's slightly worse is, you know, working just that much harder, that's usually gonna, when it comes time to, you know, clutch time, grit time, whatever, like, they've put in the work and they know what it feels like to push themselves, when the other guys, they've just been cruising off of talent. In that case, then yes.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. It's more, maybe not so much black and white like I was saying, it maybe more gray. You know, definitely on the situation.
That's what I've learned getting older, is that there's so much nuance and so much gray area in life, much more than we're led to believe. And like when you're growing up, you're told certain things, and you kind of just believe it. Like grass is green, sky is blue. This is just very like matter of fact things. But then as you get older, like you even find out that, well, no, the sky is not always blue. Like sometimes it's gray. Sometimes when the sunset, grass isn't always green. Like when it's, dying and not water, it's a little bit more brown. And like there's even nuance in the facts of things.
Mm-hmm.
So like I feel like as I get older, I feel like you just kind of have to open your mind to the possibility of just like not everything is possible, but kind of anything is possible. Like you can't really it is really just kind of riding and towing that line of like what is true or what you believe is true and what you actually know is, well, not even like, how am I trying to say this? Like what you know is true and what actually is true. Does that make sense?
Well, it's what we're taught. Sometimes we're not taught what is true to begin with. You know what I mean? So like, I've been saying for a while now, like, I don't even think like a lot of the things we were taught in school necessarily is even what really happened. Maybe in terms of history.
Yeah.
Like, I think a lot of stuff is maybe true, but there are certain things I feel like are not true because at the end of the day, history is written by the victors.
Right.
It's not written by who is, you're not seeing, they didn't have no videos or recordings. And even then, I mean, today, we have so much control. The government has so much control about what we see and what we don't see. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely think like a lot of the stuff that we've been taught isn't even true to begin with. And honestly, you just have to believe what you see with your own two eyes.
No.
And I think a lot of the times, like, I think I just seen something where like if we have our brains at a certain type of frequency, we can tap into some type of like, I don't know how true this is, but maybe some type of superpower.
Yeah, I've heard like theories like that,
and I mean,
that we're just so disconnected from the natural world that
yes.
like I was just talking about this with Jay. That's going to be an episode that comes out that was really good, but I was just talking about this with Jay, when we were recording, that like we're so like there had to be a method of communication before there was like language and like sounds coming out of our mouth, and like there is kind of like, when you hang out with somebody a lot, you're like around somebody a lot, you guys kind of start to sync up a little bit. Like you kind of start getting some, so like
kind of like how women sync up on their menstrual
there's
cycles.
that too. Yeah. When they're around each other a lot. So like, now we're, everything. So we're in a house and the houses are segmented and everything is just cut off and there's walls and everything. And kind of like that's what you see in your everyday life. That's what starts to become in your mind. Like that's how you start breaking things and putting things down in your mind. Now, if you're out in the world and you see that things are open and things are kind of, free and things like that, no boundaries, that opens the boundaries in your mind. So the more that we get disconnected from that and the more that we are compartmentalizing our lives, like this is a bedroom, this is a bathroom, this is that, the more you're going to do that in your own mind, the more you're going to cut off certain like frequencies in your own brain.
Even like when we're watching TV or listening to the radio and stuff like that, like we're probably absorbing messages that we don't even know we're absorbing due to different sounds and frequencies that we're hearing or looking at, and we don't even know we're looking at. That's the even crazier part that I think is so insane.
The subconscious.
Yeah. Like I know for sure the government is definitely putting something in our brain subconsciously with TV, television.
Well, I think that like that's kind of come into, I think more so now, just like before it was more like, I feel like for political, which I think is still there, but like religious game when the church was really like in control of stuff. But like now, like, I mean, even big companies use it for marketing and things like that. And like, you might have not wanted to buy something, but people will use different colors and different sounds that were like, oh shit. Like what was it for the movie posters? Like orange and blue was like a big thing on movie posters. Well, because
if you look at Marty Supreme, that new Timothy Chalamet movie,
but even with like the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man movies, if you look at those posters, like there's a lot of like blue and orange undertones on the posters and things like that. And I forget exactly what it was, but shout out to my boy Dennis. He put me on. He's a big movie buff too, but he put me on to that like they use those colors specifically because it does something to your emotions and your mind that is going to draw you to go see that movie and things like that. So like these things are out there and people have got it to a science, and this knowledge is just, you know, how you get to that knowledge, and once you do, how are you applying it? Are you applying it in like I said, in a marketing sense? Are you using it to manipulate people? Or are you using it to do good by people and things like that and give this information away? And, you know, that varies on person to person and on what your agenda is and how you feel like life has been to you. If you feel like it's been fair, if you feel like it's been unfair, if you feel like you've been slighted, if you feel like whatever, all these type of emotions go into every decision you make every day in your life, from how you put your shoes on to how you're driving to what foods you decide to eat to if I'm going to exercise or not. Like, emotions play so much of a big part, and people are just disconnected from them so much. So, I mean, I feel like that kind of, it makes sense as to why like things are kind of how the way they are today, as far as like socially and culturally and things of that nature.
Yeah, I definitely, I don't know if you know that book. I don't know if you ever read it in high school, but it was about that guy who basically completely sold everything he had and hitchhiked all the way to Alaska and ended up dying in that bus. Well, premise of it is that basically he just like stopped doing the societal norms. Yeah. You know, get a job, go to school, whatever the case. He just went and lived out and did what he wanted, and which was to go to Alaska, and he ended up dying in the wilderness, doing it by hitchhiking, no money, no nothing, just trusting, and however he got where he needed to go, he would get there.
Yeah.
You know, so I would definitely, not necessarily like that intense, but I would definitely like to like disconnect.
I've definitely thought of just selling everything I have and just fucking
like going. I would definitely like to go to Norway or like somewhere out there in Europe, or.
Well, I think it's important to travel.
Yeah, I would definitely just like to disconnect, like not even be on social media, no phone, no nothing, just be out and in the world, you know, backpacking, whether it is through Europe, through the United States and the West Coast, the plains, you know. Doing something. I think just the East Coast is so crowded, so I wouldn't do that of the United States. But you know, maybe even backpacking through South and Central America would be pretty dope.
Yeah, that'd be a little dangerous.
Yeah, it definitely would. If I went through that, I forget what it's called, but there's an area where it's like there's nonstop war going on.
Yeah, I mean, with the cartels and all that shit, like it's through Mexico. I know Sinaloa is like the big one right now, but yeah, all that shit is. I think it's important to see things and go and travel and stuff like that, but
I would like to get into some shit.
Traveling, I don't think you would.
No, I'm just kidding. But man, shit, my friend Mason, he told me about how like he was in Mexico and they fucking hit his friend for just pissing on the side of the street. The police hit them for fucking $2,500.
Well, that's like
just for pissing.
Indecent exposure, though. You get in trouble here for pissing on the streets.
Well, yeah.
You get slapped with a fucking. You'll be. I mean, depending where you are, you could be a fucking sex offender for pissing by a park. Yeah, in public. I mean, pissing in public is.
Well, I mean, I guess. That's not. You put it that way, yeah. It's pretty fucking bad.
They get that. I mean, you'll get fucking slapped with a ticket anywhere if you piss in public, just on the street. Just fuck. Like.
Yeah, you're right. Maybe I wasn't thinking about it when I said it like that.
But I was saying, like, I think it's important to travel and see things, but I think it's it's much different when you're having to survive and live and make a living somewhere. And if you're backpacking and like it's a much different than anywhere can fucking suck. You know what I mean? Like, a great example, and I don't want to get like super political, but a lot of people, the United States sucks, this, that, whatever, worst country in the world, blah, 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 blah. They talk their shit, whatever. I'm from here. I live here. I don't think it's perfect, best place ever, but like, I mean, I think all things considered, relatively speaking, like the United States is a pretty good place to live for the most part. I think in the world, it's one of the better places to live. I mean, people want to, like I said, go travel somewhere and like they'll go to the nicest place and the nicest resort in Mexico or one of these, second or third world countries that, they'll go to the nicest spot and think this is what life is here.
Yeah.
But it's like, we'll leave that resort, even in Mexico. That's not even a third world country. But like, if the few times I've been to Mexico 4 times, when we go to the resort. But then when you go, like when you're going from the airport to the resort or from the resort to like an excursion, like there's usually like the road to get to the resort is like 4 or 5 miles just to get to like where the hotels are and all this shit. And then in the front entrance, there's usually some type of armed guards and shit like that. Like that shit, it's not sweet like that. Like people want to believe that is the vacation spot is what it is in that whole country. And it's like, that's just not the fucking case.
No.
And then in the countries that are, you know, like places like Norway, like Sweden, like stuff like that, like their immigration laws and to be a citizen in that country, like they're very strict. You have to come with some type of, you have to be able to provide value to them. If you don't have any value, then it's like, well, we don't need you as a citizen. So like you have to, there's a middle ground and like a compromise with all these things. There's give and take with everything. Like if you want to be a little bit more wild and less on restrictions, you know, it's just going to be a little bit more crazy, but there's going to be more opportunity for, you know, a homeless person or somebody who came from shit to make something of themselves and really like exceed all expectations. Where if you have more rules, things are a little bit more set, but you have kind of less control on what's going on and less say so on how you pave your own life in certain senses.
Yep. And then, you know, that's definitely why, you know, you have people coming from other countries over here because the opportunity here is 10 times better than what it could be over there.
Well, yeah, I mean, like I said, you could be a nobody and become and at least financially become successful and be financially free. And then if you do that here,
you can take it back.
Yeah. Send it back. You can go buy land in your home country and do all that things. And that's what people do. I mean, people will get their riches here and then go back. And that's fine too. Like, you know, I don't see anything wrong with that. I feel like you have to make the most of your opportunities. But I also think doing that and then kind of like trashing how those opportunities are, like slandering them and talking shit on it, is also kind of like, well, I mean, you're reaping benefits from this, so like it can't be that bad. Like, you know, I think people just kind of again get caught up in their own emotions and get caught up in their own kind of agenda on things, and you know, I just it's that shit is, I don't know, it gets very dicey, and like there's a fine line between that shit of just like, you know,
if you could choose any other country but United States to live in, what would it be? Brazil? No, I'm playing.
I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. I guess I'd have to visit a couple countries.
All right.
I mean, probably somewhere in Europe. That was because I mean, I've been to Spain, and like I lived in Italy, but I was so young, I don't remember any of that shit. But
I remember
the life, like just the lifestyle, like in Europe is just a lot more relaxed, chill things, and that kind of fits right in.
Would Puerto Rico count as a?
No, because it's a
American territory.
Yeah, so But I did find out the other day that if you're born in in Puerto Rico, that you obviously you're a United States citizen, but then you could also apply for your Spaniard citizenship.
Really?
Get it. Yeah, I didn't know that. I found that out like a couple of days ago. Yeah.
Oh shit.
But I wasn't born there, so
yeah.
So yeah, you have to be born on the island. But if you were born on the island, then you can apply to become a Spanish citizen.
Oh shit.
Yeah, dual citizenship. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
I'd probably live in like either Greece.
Greece sounds nice.
Yeah, like Mykonos.
Mykonos.
Even though I've never been there, it just looks fucking beautiful. And I always like Greek mythology and stuff like that. Plus, it just looks fucking amazing. Like, the water's clear, the beaches,
the Mediterranean Sea,
the women nice, the food looks amazing. Plus, I don't think it's too far from Italy, so.
No, not at all. It's like, I don't know, probably
that would be the
hour
main
and a half, 2 hour flight.
Main two right there for me is either Italy, which maybe if I were to do Italy, maybe like Rome.
Italy would be nice.
Yeah, I would definitely.
Spain,
because you can never go wrong with the food there.
Spain, I'd live there. I mean, listen, I think for me personally, I think I'm very adaptable and like I'm someone that I just make the most of whatever situation is around me. So like obviously like if there's like war torn countries or like fucking
Yeah, like Syria. I'm trying to
like
go live in Syria.
like shit like that.
Dagestan.
Like
Go there for a couple years. Don't remember.
forget. Yeah, no, I'll put
Forget
like
everything.
I wouldn't want to go there. Like if I had to, I guess it's like obviously you just got to make the most of it. But like yeah, you see, if I had my choice, then
Well, that's something I've realized too, and like in all my experiences in my young life that I've had, my little 8 years of adult life, damn, not even 10 years, damn near of adult life now, but yeah, about 8.
coming up, yeah, 7.5 or 6.5.
Something like that. Fucking nah, definitely have realized that humans, just like when your back's against the wall, you either gotta there's your doers and your don'ters, and
Fight or flight.
yeah, you either fucking nut up and adapt or you don't. Like
you fucking run the fuck
I've
away.
had to do it in multiple situations. Fucking Navy boot camp, fucking county jail, fucking just there's and I'm talking about situations where like, you you're forced to eat certain things you don't want to eat, like in terms of like food you wouldn't usually eat.
Yeah.
Maybe it's not very good, or
Yeah.
routines that you're not used to being accustomed to that you're forced to be able to have to do, like things of that nature. Just in general, when a human is, and this goes for women, men, children, and when they're put into a situation where their back's against the wall and it's either, you do this and you do this to survive or to, live a better life or not, 9 times out of 10, you're going to have your people that can do it. And they will surprise themselves in things that they never thought they could do. And then, you have your couple that just fucking give up. And those are the couple that, unfortunately, it's sad, but they just don't make it,
Yeah. I mean, I think that, I think most people, and I'm saying this generally, but, obviously there's outliers and exceptions, but I think most people are born with the tools that they need to live the life that they want. It's just a matter of, again, what you're willing to do to unlock those tools and put those tools to use. And again, like when it's time to nut up, like are you ready? Are you willing to do the things necessary? If not, then again, you're still capable of doing it. But there's only, with so many things, there's going to be only so many opportunities you get to reach certain goals and to reach certain. What are you looking for?
The heart.
It's where it says Scarlet on the front. On the mic where it says Scarlet. Now lift up the mic, the pop filter right there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sorry.
But yeah, I feel like, most of us have the tools necessary to get to what we want to get to and live the life that we want to live. It's just what you're willing to do. Are you willing to implement those tools? Well, one, are you willing to do the work necessary to find out what it is what the tools that you have to your disposal and how they're going to work for you and things like that. Two, like once you figure that out, how do you implement that shit to gain whatever type of knowledge, success, money, whatever it is that you're trying to get? How are you going to use those tools to get that?
I genuinely think too, which I've noticed, like if you notice in like certain training programs and like, for example, military, when you're training to be a part of something in the military, you take about at least a good 3 months for them to break you down, build you back up into something new.
Yeah.
So I think in anything, not just military, but if you take a good 2 to 3 months of just straight grind on a new routine, on new habits, new lifestyle, new everything, you can do anything and whatever it is you're trying to do.
Yeah.
And I think people just need to have that belief and that mental fortitude to be able to be like, yeah, I can do this. Because I've realized a lot of times when I was in boot camp, there's just a lot of people that mentally were not prepared to not being able to talk to their parents for a while, or not being able to be away from their family or away from home. And I think personally, my relationships at that point in my life just not being good, so much so with my family, helped me in those situations. Because if I'll be honest, in boot camp, I didn't want to fucking write no letter to nobody or anything like that. I wasn't really thinking about that at the time. I was just thinking about, God damn it, I got to make sure I get this shit right and not fuck up and not go home. So I think people mentally, it's just different, but mentally people block themselves from doing you know, I don't know, personally, I think that's my greatest weakness and strength is that I can do anything I want and be anything I want, but at the same time, I don't know what I want. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That makes sense?
Yeah. I mean, that's step one. You got to know what you want.
Right?
You got to have a vision of what it is that you're striving for. If you're just kind of aimlessly doing shit, and yeah, you could be productive and shit, but it's not really like building to anything.
Nope, exactly.
There's got to be some type of like.
Which finally, I think I kind of have an idea of something I want to do. So, which I'm glad. You know,
Well, I mean,
kind of. Oh, I got the gist. Just kind of gotta focus it in. So
well, I mean, I feel like the first, like, what do you see? Like, what do you want your life to be? Like, what do you see? Like,
well, I definitely want to travel, you know, and I want to be paid to do something that travels. But, you know, I think making films in the sense that can require me to travel in a way, or I think so. But also I want to be able to make like art, because I think I like movies so much, and I think that there's a certain magic to movies. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know about you, but for me specifically, it's like you get to lose yourself in another world for, you know, an hour or 2 hours, whatever. And I think that's the beauty of going to the movies and just stories in general. Storytelling is like, you know, you get to forget about what's going on in your life. And, you know, majority, everybody has issues, everybody has flaws, you know. So everybody wants to take that time to like sit back and like decompress and, you know, lose themselves into a story for a little bit, you know, even if it's not true or whatever. But I think making like true art where you can touch somebody's heart or get them to relate with something in the story, you're doing something right. And that's what I kind of want to do. If I can do that.
I mean, what part of filmmaking would you want to be a part of? Like,
director, for sure.
You want to be a director?
For sure. I want to be the guy that's like having the say over what's being made and how it's being made and all that. I'm sure it's not going to be easy, and I probably don't know the first thing that it comes to when it comes to directing or filmmaking. But I think I could do it. And, you know, I could probably be one of those directors that dibble dabbles and acts and writes and all that stuff. So
I mean, it's just
all in one. Like
you get the
Dr. Scholl's.
First step is you gotta get yourself in the door in the industry somehow. I actually have a guy that I had him on the podcast that he's in like the film industry, and he's a light guy, but he's, you know, very much into movies. And
I mean, our god brother literally my god brother acts.
Oh yeah,
he's in a HBO Max show called Rap Shit, but he's tied to a specific character. So like when that character shows up, that he shows up. Yeah, Julian, you know, shout out our cousin, my god brother.
But I mean, you know, that's how you gotta get your foot in. I
seen him in the newspaper when I was in jail. I seen a newspaper. It was of him, which I thought it was ironic.
I was about to say that's ironic as fuck.
That and not even so ironic, it was the fact that he was in a play in Dr. Phillips, right?
Yeah.
And what it showed him doing was holding a brick of cocaine, obviously fake, but a fake brick of cocaine with a bunch of kilos and bricks all behind him, and him like sitting and like with it to his head. Yeah. And I'm just thinking like the irony of like him acting as somebody that's doing that, and I was in there for something that had to deal with drugs and that nature of lifestyle. So I was just like, damn, what is the irony? And then that me and him literally had not two different lifestyles, you know, grew up very, very similar. And that's you know, the path that, like, let's say that could have easily been me maybe if I chose to take that path and not fuck up and dibble dabble and be a fucking meathead and dickhead and you know.
But I mean, you know, that's the beautiful thing about it is that
I wouldn't have it any other way.
You're still young too. I mean, you've gone through shit and you've lived life, but you're still young. Like, you're only 26. I mean, you still.
I think
if you want to get into acting, if you want to get into filmmaking, directing, things like that, like, there's plenty of, you know, your Full Sail's right here. You don't even have to go to the school, like, but there's so many people that are in that industry and in that
not even that
you can network and meet.
My life experiences could help me in terms of acting.
Well, yes, but there's also an element of, like, in anything that you do. I mean, for me at least, like, like use the podcast for example. Like I thought it was just as simple as, you know, getting mics and getting the equipment and talking, but it's so much more nuanced than that. Like it's much more than just, oh yeah, because I have good conversation and I feel like I have deep thoughts that I could have a podcast.
Anybody can have that.
But there's so much the setup, the getting the right equipment, how you're gonna edit the stuff, how you're marketing, how you're promoting all this shit. I mean, it's the same thing with anything. So with acting, like, you know, sure, maybe your life experience I'm not even denying that. That probably is a good thing, but how do you get your foot in the door? Like, how do you you've realized the tools that you have. Now, how do you use those tools? How are you going to implement those tools, like I was saying before, to get to that point and get your foot in the door of the film industry and things like that? Like you said, whether it be acting or this or that, you know, talk is cheap until you start making shit happen. And all this shit sounds good in theory and like it sounds good on paper. But another thing I've learned as well is that nothing is going to go according to plan. Yeah. Like you could feel like you have the perfect plan, but you cannot plan for life. That shit is unpredictable. There's 8 billion other people in this world that in some form or fashion can affect you in whatever different way, because you have to work with people. You have to deal with people. You have to network. You have to get people on the same page, especially filmmaking, which is you need a team of people, and like you need people doing what they're doing. Everybody and do it right. Exactly. And I mean, you think about it's hard enough to get two people on the same page sometimes. Now imagine trying to get a whole team of people. Like it's so much more. And like
this is why you got to watch that one show, Studio, I've been telling you about with Seth Rogen. It kind of shows like, because he's I don't know if he's the producer or what he is, but he's like the head guy that like, you know, makes all the decisions and manages everybody and all the relationships with people and stuff. And it shows like how difficult it can be. Yeah,
relationships are something too. Like you could be good, but and I'm not going to say any names, but I know somebody that he's the top guy at his company. He's killing it and things like that. But because he's not buddy with the general manager, they kind of fuck him over a little bit. They don't feed him like they should. And it's because he's not a part of the little boys club or whatever. But it has nothing to do with his performance. It has nothing to do with anything. His behavior. It has nothing to do with his attitude. It has nothing to do with anything. But because he doesn't really kiss ass and brown nose, they kind of give him the shit end of the stick. And I mean, that, for as shitty as it is, that's also part of it. If you want to play that, and I'm not,
you do have to kiss ass.
You do. I'm not really one to really play that game like that and politic like that. But I also, again, you know, like I was saying before, like you make certain decisions, and you have to live with the consequences of those decisions, whether they're good or bad. I'm not really one to politic and brown nose and kiss ass and do all that shit. But then I also understand that, you know, some people might not like that. Some people might not, just because of that simple fact, I might not get a certain opportunity. The one thing that I do know I do though is that I do keep things professional. I don't play favorites or anything like that. Like whatever deal we agreed upon, I'm going to follow through on that deal until something changes, until we come together and talk about it, but I will follow through on mine. So like, so far up until this point, like that's done pretty good for me. But there's been times where, because I'm not super buddy or because I ruffled somebody's feathers the wrong way, that, all right, well, I'm not going to give you the same opportunities. And again, that goes, you gotta know what you're getting yourself into, and you gotta be okay with what if you're gonna take a stand on something or not. You have to be willing and okay with whatever is gonna come out of that scenario. Because if you think about it, like, for example, say I punch you in the face. There's really only so many reactions that realistically I'm gonna get from you.
Yeah, of course.
You're either gonna fucking what the fuck and punch me back. Why would I be surprised if I punch you in the face and you punch me back? Like, well, why the fuck would you, like?
Just like I was saying earlier, there's a bunch of like natural laws in life, and that's one of them. You know, every reaction gets equal
or opposite reaction.
Gets a reaction. Yeah.
Another example: when I told my mom I got arrested, there was only so many ways that I thought it was gonna go. Now, the one that I least expected, it's not that I didn't expect it, but I just did not think it was going to happen. That was actually what happened. She was actually very calm, like very like, well, I also told her like 3 years after the fact, like I had been working, like it didn't affect me or anything like that. Like it sucked in the moment when I had to go through probation and shit like that. But afterwards. It never stopped me from really getting any jobs or anything like that. Like, it never hindered me besides in the moment when I was actually going through it. But I either thought she was either going to fucking be angry, upset, like I killed somebody and not talk to me. She was either going to be super emotional, crybaby, boohoo, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you went to jail and all that shit. Or I thought the least likely out of the three, I thought she was just going to be like, what the fuck? Like, and that's the one that happened. But again, you know, for me, at least when I'm approaching something like that, well, I got to talk to somebody about something, or I'm going to go, you know, put action to something or take action on something, I think about, it's like, well, you know, what are really the possible scenarios that are going to come out of this, and is it worth it? So say, you know, I try not to, but there's phases, and, you know, I'm not really scared to throw a punch. So like, as I've gotten older, I fall back from that, and if we could talk about this shit, like, and just figure this out, cool. But there's a point where I was a lot more like, I was instigate some shit and I wasn't scared to fight and all that shit. So like, you know, you kind of weigh out the options. It's like, is this person like, all right, we're about to, like, I'm talking shit. Like, I know what's going on. Like, I know what I'm doing. Like, is it, you know, then
our hands are about to be thrown.
Yeah. And at that point, like, I was inviting it. Like, but like, as I got older, I'm like, all right, you start, you know, realizing that you're not just in your neighborhood anymore. Like, you're in the area, you're in the city. So you're getting people from all different types of areas from Orlando, from wherever you're from. You don't really know what people are capable of. Is this fight downtown? Is me trying to prove a point downtown really worth? Who knows? This guy could have a knife. This guy could have a gun. Like, if I punch him, do I know that his first instinct is going to be to punch me back? Or is it going to be to go grab his weapon and shoot back? So, you know, you start thinking about those things as you get older, and you start, again, weighing out the option.
What are the worth my life?
Right? What is for anything? Like, what is the consequences worth what I'm about to do right now?
Yeah.
And
I can tell you how many times I sure did that. I'm an impulse decision maker at its finest.
Well, I think that's kind of natural. I feel like it's natural to go off of impulse, because for as much as people want to, I mean, impulse, emotion, I mean, I feel like that those are kind of, you know, doing something off of impulse is usually because you're hyper emotional, whether it's happy or whether it's sad, anger, you know, whatever. Doing something impulsive is usually because you're in a high emotional state, and you're thinking, oh, this is going to be like, this is the best decision right now, or this is what
satisfy me.
Yeah, exactly. Whether it's, I don't know, fucking somebody or punching somebody or making a big purchase or you know, taking your life because you're in such a sad state.
Then you get that post nut clarity afterwards. You're like, damn, should I have even really did that?
Right. I mean, except if you take your life, there is no post nut clarity.
Yeah, there's no respawn.
That's it. That's the most permanent one. But yeah, I mean, that's why I think, and I mean, I'll say this a billion times on this podcast, I think psychology needs to be a core class.
Yeah.
Because not only do you deal with people every day of your life, you deal with yourself every day of your life. You're dealing with emotions every day of your life. The more you can keep, and I don't even,
if kids and just people in general are more in tune with their emotions and how the way of their brain and how their mind works and thinks, I think there wouldn't be so many school shootings as there are. I think there wouldn't be so many bad situations where kids commit suicide because of bullying, things of that nature. Because, man, that shit is, bro, middle school, like, kids,
they're fucking ruthless. Those kids are
oh my
up.
God.
Yeah, kids are fucking assholes.
And I'm just thinking, like, back in my day, I thought it was bad, but now it's fucking bad.
Yeah.
Like,
well, people have the
internet.
Yeah, they have the veil of the internet that they don't even have to talk shit to you in person. Like, they're just fucking belittle you. Which, I mean, I get that social media, especially nowadays with, you know, the younger kids in this generation, like, is very much baked into what they know life is. Like, they don't really know life without a screen and things like that. So, like, not having social media is a lot different than when I was younger and I was arguing with my parents whether I could have social media or not and going back and forth. But there's also, just put the phone down.
It really is about that. It really is that phone.
It really, like, you could literally just walk away from the fucking screen.
Yeah.
You could literally just not be. And again, like I understand saying that to a fucking teenager, saying that to a kid. It's like
Stephanie and Clark are fucking bullying me, calling me ugly.
Yeah,
I want to kill myself.
Yeah, it's like I understand it's a lot different because that's, you know, a lot of these kids, their whole life is social media, video. Like it is very virtual, but like there's a whole world out there that it has nothing to do with phones, and it doesn't matter where your social media presence is and none of that shit.
In school now, they put them in like these little sleeve pouches and they lock them, and they can't they can't take their phones out.
Yeah, they do though. They do that for like
tests
for like comedy shows and tests and stuff. Like so they do that at schools too now.
Yeah.
I think I
mean at schools.
Listen, I'm all for, you know, phone and all that shit. Like, I think it's great. But, like, I think just like with anything, like, too much of anything is moderation. Not good. Yeah, like, if you're constantly on your phone, like, constantly doing this, constantly spending money, constantly overeating, constantly, you know, even overworking out, you know, good things can be bad. Constantly, like, there's toxic happiness or like something like where you're just like happy all the time, like being like, it's like, all right, like fuck yeah, it's weird, like it's like, bro, like chill out, like
okay,
yeah, like
such a beautiful morning we're having today,
like too much of anything is not good. Like you have to, I feel like, especially just being a human, you have to have the whole full range of emotions and like feel them, and like it's okay to feel them, it's just how you react to them and how you project it out in the world. Like it's okay to be angry, but that doesn't mean you have to project and lash out on everybody who pisses you off or like who irks you because you're in a bad mood. It's okay to be giving and be happy and be a good person, but you also can't overgive because there's people that will take advantage of you. You know, it's okay to be sad, but like to fucking binge eat and keep yourself in a depression because you feel, because that's what you want to feel, that's not good. Yeah, like because of heart, you got to work your way out of that at some point.
Yep.
And that goes with anything. Goes with anything. You got to, again, like psychology is something that if you understand how you react with your own emotions and how your own emotions make you feel, it will be a lot easier for you to put yourself in somebody else's shoes who's feeling that same emotion. And then you won't be so quick to fucking take things so personal or be like, oh, well, this person is having a bad day. And, you know, because one of my favorite quotes, people aren't against you, they're for themselves. Most people don't give a fuck about you. You just happen to either fit the mold of what's angering them, what's making them sad, so they'll project it and take it out on you. But 9 times out of 10, it has nothing to fucking do with you. You just happen to be in the way.
Yeah.
So that, like, I was already kind of working towards that, and then when I heard that quote, it really did just kind of clear up the clouds for me. It's like, yeah, most people, like, if someone's being an asshole to me,
they don't have real personal, like, vendetta.
I just happened to, you know, maybe I said something, or maybe they were already in a bad mood and they were still coming down from it, and I just happened to be the person there. Or maybe this person has, you know, some childhood traumas, or maybe they got bullied or something, and I look like the person that bullied them or whatever, and they kind of associate that with that. So right off the bat, they're gonna, you know, judge me or not give me a fair shake or whatever. And it's like, all right, that's probably not, again, it has probably nothing to do with me. Unless I've directly like done something like belittled you or like really like whatever, like most of the time people are projecting what they feel and projecting their insecurities and projecting their traumas out into the world. And then, you know, but people will take shit personal. It's like, bro, it has nothing to do with you. Yeah. You just happen to be in the way. My bad. And you keep it moving. But, you know, again, that's a big part, you know, emotional intelligence, emotional awareness, 2 big things that I feel like are those are 2 things that I do feel like are lacked a lot in this country, I could say, because
100%, yeah, I think so, definitely think so.
But you know, those are things that can be learned. Those are things that can be those are skills that can be acquired.
Definitely.
Now, if you're willing to put in the work to acquire them or not is a different story, but they're definitely skills that can be acquired. I was not always the most emotionally intelligent person. I was not always the most emotionally aware person. I was not always fucking, I was usually a pretty calm kid, but I wasn't always fucking, I'm not how I am now. I wasn't that all the time. Like I've had to work and build and work on myself and build on myself, and I've had to get broken down and build back up. And it's just like with anybody else, any person that you admire, look up to, you know, feel like is wise, this, that, and the third, they've had to go through the same process of building themselves up, breaking themselves down, building themselves up, and constantly doing, you know, the shadow work and working on yourself and being honest with yourself and doing all these things that it's hard. That's just not fun. But if you're trying to be that type of person, like it comes with the territory. Like there's no other way around it.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. And I definitely think that, like, you know, that quote that you were saying, you know,
People aren't against you, they're for themselves.
I really like that quote because it truly shows like how selfish people are in
For
a
real,
sense.
yeah.
Like
You're your own main character.
yeah.
But you're the main character
really,
in your story, but you're a side character in 8 billion other people's story. You know what I mean? Like
it's so crazy. Like, you know, you may think like, oh man, I got it so fucking bad. You don't even know what the fuck is going on in somebody else's. Like
right.
I sometimes have to like sit back and think about like, you know, maybe they got something going on. Right. I gotta sit. I don't do that enough. I feel like sometimes, and I'm still working on that.
I've recently I kind of I let my emotions get the best of me, and then I had to go. You know, I mean, I fuck it. I'll say it. There was a what's it called? A Christmas Eve party at Titi Adriana's house. And I'm in a group chat, and she sent an invitation like a couple weeks ago, but I missed it. I didn't see it. I've had like, I don't want to say issues, but I feel like if Rachel's not really around, then I don't really get checked for. You know what I'm saying? Like They don't really reach out for me individually or nothing like that. And like, hey, it is what it is. I'm not necessarily the best to, you know, I'm not always, you know, reaching out and doing all that, but I feel like I do make an effort. So I said something in the group chat, saw that there was an invitation, so I'm like, oh fuck, I kind of felt like a little bit of an asshole, but I did feel like I was still justified because I do still feel like, you know, if you know,
you're not reached out to enough.
Exactly, like
I felt like what you were saying still held some weight.
Yeah. And then, you know, we went to Abuela's house and we were talking, sitting down over there. And then she just started talking about her life and things like that. And it really just hit me. It's like, damn, like for as much as I feel like I had reason and I had a valid reason to say what I said and feel how I felt, like all that shit is so easily fixed. Like, you just kind of start getting in your own narrative in your own head, and things make sense in your head. It's not like it has to be something that's so crazy and outlandish. It really could just be something that the way that you're perceiving it and playing it out in your head can make sense, but how much different it can be in real life once you just start asking and talking and communicating. Perception. And, you know, it just like, it was a moment where I'm like, damn, like I just felt like
too caught up in your own world.
Yeah, in a sense. Yeah. And it's like, damn, shit don't really got to be that hard. And most of the times it's not. But like you catch yourself in those moments and it's like, fuck. But, you know, that's the difference. That separates, you know, people too, is that if you let yourself continue to get caught up in those moments, or if you're, you know, when you're able to realize it, you catch it and fucking move on from it, reconcile with it and move forward. And then how you're going to apply those lessons moving forward.
Yeah.
And, you know, sometimes, you know, just everybody needs a fucking little, you know, knock on the head, a little wake up call, a little fucking, you know, shake you real quick and like, all right, like, a couple. Yeah, it happens. It happens to everyone. It happens to everyone. Everybody has those moments, and you know, again, it's what you take away from it and how you know, take it with you moving forward and shit like that. But
definitely. It all matters what you learn from it. You can always never stop learning. So,
yeah, still learning to this day.
Damn right.
To the day I die, I'll be learning. But
yep,
hour 15. I feel like we did pretty good.
Didn't even feel that long,
right? It's pretty easy once you start getting on the mic, start talking, and you just kind of let it go.
I was nervous. I
feel like, I mean, when I first started doing the podcast, like, shit, it took us like almost an hour just to do the intro.
Really?
We were nervous as fuck. We were drinking, smoking, trying to get the nerves, and we were nervous as shit. And we didn't have even video then. It was literally just pre-recorded audio that we were going to put out. It took us like an hour just to get the intro in.
Jeez.
But then, you know, and
it used to be you, Jacob, and Jordan.
Jordan, right? And Dennis. He was our producer. But yeah, I mean, it's just, you know, once you, just like anything else, the more you do some repetition, it starts just becoming second nature, and I don't even really think about it. Like, yeah, cameras are hot, mics are hot, so, you know, whatever, I do my little thing, but you don't really think about it. And I think the biggest fear for people is just like, oh, I don't want to say anything stupid or like look dumb or say something that I shouldn't say. It's like, who gives a fuck?
Yeah. I think what helped is I'm already so comfortable with you talking and stuff like that.
Well, that's also like, I try to do that too. Like with people that I had on, if I'm having them on for the first time, like I try to talk with them a little bit, like get them comfortable. It helps that this is like a pretty chill setting. Like, very, you know, not like there's a million people, you know, 5 different camera views. It's like literally just one camera view, 2 mics, you know, chill little room, got the little ambiance going. If you want to drink, you can drink. If you want to smoke, you can smoke. And we just fucking sit down, kick it. Like, we're just talking. That's it. Like, I don't, like with some people, I'll do the interview style shit, but like most times I'm just like, let's just talk. What do you got to say? If you're an artist, like, let's talk about your music. Let's talk about your journey. Let's talk about your creative process, things like that. And hey, if you feel like you want to ask me questions, go right the fuck ahead. Like, this is, again, we're chilling. We're talking. Like, my main premise is to just have, like, just be open to conversation and let it go. Like, don't be too worried about, like, oh, we can't be talking about this, or, you know, people are going to think this if I'm saying this or talking about that. It's like, no, say what you want to say. But, like, the beautiful thing about this platform and the podcasting, you know, sphere is that you have the time and the space to give context to whatever you're saying. So if you're saying something that, like, if it's just the headline is kind of like, oh shit, but all right, well, why do you feel like that? Why do you think that? Why are you saying this? Give context to it, like, so we can understand. Even if I don't agree afterwards, it's like, oh, well, you know, all right, I hear you. Like, still don't agree, or, you know, oh, okay, now I get it. Like, I see your point. But like, just trying to keep the conversations open. I feel like that's something that's lost, is people don't really know how to talk to each other. People don't really know how to talk to each other, and people don't know how to listen. And that's 2 things that it's like, you know, everybody wants to get their shit off and doesn't really know how to get their shit off, and everybody wants to be understood, but they don't know how to understand. And it's like, well, you gotta be able to,
getting real philosophical.
I mean, you gotta be able to know how to do those things before you can start, you know, putting your shit out there. You gotta be able to know how to put your thoughts into words so people can understand it. But you also have to be able to sit down and listen and comprehend and hear things, because if you don't, then you know, you're just saying a lot of shit, empty calories. You're not saying anything. You're just fucking word vomiting, and there's nothing to it. There's no substance to it. You got to be able, you know, it's and doing this podcast has helped me, you know, become a better speaker, become a better listener more than anything, and sit down and let people get their full thoughts out. You know, it's not always, you don't always have to have a quick response. You can sit down and give people a time to fucking just think. Little pauses, like let people gather their thoughts and shit like that. Like, not every second needs to be filled with space and something. Like, you could just sit down and just
let the silence.
Yeah, and let somebody, especially if you
let the bodies hit the flow. Let the bodies
hit the flow.
Let the bodies hit the flow. Let the
real shit. This life is very nuanced, very gray area, very much.
We should definitely fuck around and hop into our little 2000s alternative emo rap shit and do some studio shit one day.
I mean, we could. I mean, my Bluetooth. I could put a beat on, and we could just. I've wanted to kind of
dibble dabble,
get a little put a beat on and write to it and see.
I'm down. I used to do that with Chandler a lot, and
Chandler Bing.
Fuck no. But
R.I.P.
R.I.P. for real.
Matthew Perry
took that ketamine. He got
yeah, he did. Fucked up.
Nah, but, got put in a K-hole.
And never came out.
Never came out. Nah, but I used to do that sometimes. And like when X was like doing the screaming shit, that
yeah.
One night I really tapped into that shit, and it didn't sound too bad.
Get your Chester Bennington on.
You know, just like, fuck!
Linkin Park, fucking, who else? I don't really listen. I'm not like that. There was a moment where, really because of Dad more than anything, because he went through his little divorced dad music phase with the Linkin Park and the Creed and all that shit.
It's so funny how much of like, he's just a stereotypical, like, he had his phases.
Bro, Dad, we talk about this before we leave, just because I know he's gonna listen to this shit. What a guy he is, huh?
Yeah, he is.
I love you. I love you so much. You're such an interesting guy. Such an interesting guy. And like you start kind of like, for me at least, like there's times where I'll sit back and like now that I'm older, I've been able to like have different types of conversations with him and pick his brain.
Chameleon. You ever notice that? He kind of like
and what's
wears that? What his significant other does. Like he gets so into whatever they're into.
Yeah, he's a and I mean it is admirable in the sense that he's committed, devoted in that sense. Sure. But you know, you sit back, you know, like for me at least, I've been able to sit and have different conversations with him and, you know, spend time with him as an adult and like as a grown man. And like for me, like that, I mean, I feel like I've spent more time with him as a man than I did as a child. So like, I look back on, I guess, certain things that were going on when I was a kid and my perception of things and how I thought things were going on. And when I actually, you know, were able to sit down with him and ask him these questions and things like that. And like this, I think this for me was that perception of things like was broken at a young age. But like, yeah, he's just a person just like everybody else, like going through his life, going through his ebbs and flows, going through his different phases and things like that. And he's been able to, you know, been married a few times, been traveled the world, has had kids, has seen different things and all that. He's lived a life. And like, you know, whether I always agree with it or not, like that is something that I do admire about him, that he does what he's going to do essentially. Like if he puts his mind to something like this move to Brazil, you know, I didn't necessarily agree with it. I wasn't the biggest fan of it, but he went through with it. He did it. He made it work. And, you know, he's doing that shit. And, you know, I feel like there has to be something said about that as, you know, just because you don't necessarily agree with somebody or something that somebody's doing, like you could still admire somebody and you could still, all right, I don't fuck with that, but like, good for you. Like,
as long as you're happy.
Right. You know, it is he's a good guy. I love him. He's a good guy.
Love him to death. As much as I know I piss you off, I get your blood boiling.
Grind my gears.
Damn.
Yeah, no,
fucking boiling my blood, son.
Maybe I'll have him on next year because last year I had Rachel on in Jacksonville. So,
oh shit.
Yeah, and this year is you. Maybe I want to see if I can try and keep this tradition at the end of every year.
Was Rachel the end of last year?
Yeah, because it was Christmas. I think it was like the day or two after Christmas, so probably the same day we recorded. Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Yes, and this year is you. Next year, like I want to keep on having like a family member or something like that at the end of every year.
You know, tattoo idea. This might be a little bit off topic, but you and me and Rachel should get a matching tattoo together, and it should be the Triforce since we all played Zelda growing up. And
I'd probably get it on this end then if
each one of us could have one of the Triforces. So you'd be like the Triforce of power. She'd be which one is Zelda? The Triforce of...
I don't remember.
I know one is courage, which is the one Link has. The one that is power is the one Ganondorf has. And then...
Ultimate power. Different movie, but I mean different genre.
But shout out. They are making a live action Legend of Zelda.
They are, which I don't know how I feel about that.
Directed by Wes Ball. I think it's going to be good. It's made by the same guy who made the previous
I'm so tired
Planet
of
of the Apes.
People just recycling the same idea and like...
Well, they've never done Zelda.
Yeah, but it's still like something that's been there.
I'm curious to see what story and what route they take it in. Do they take an Ocarina of Time? Do they do this new Breath of the Wild thing? Do they make it its own story?
Well, I have a feeling they'll probably make it its own story. They'll probably take elements of different ones, but I think they're going to make it their own story. But I'm just like, I don't know, everything is getting like a live action thing and every live thing is getting an animated thing. And it just seems like people are just recycling the same shit.
Well, yeah, it's always, I mean, it's been like that for how long. There's not too many original things coming out. You know?
I mean,
I think the most recent original movie that I saw that came out was Bullet Train with Brad Pitt.
Oh, yeah.
That was pretty original, and I liked it. I
thought the movie was good.
I enjoyed it.
It was entertaining, if anything.
Yeah,
Even
I
if you
like
know,
I
thought it
like
was pretty
all the
entertaining.
actors. I like Bryce
Yeah.
Dallas. What is
Bad
his name?
Bunny, play Bad Bunny.
Yeah, he was funny as fuck. I like him.
He's getting some big roles now.
He's pretty good, you know.
Bad Bunny, el conejito malito.
El conejo malo, and you know, to think of it, I did not like him in the very beginning of his
I didn't
career.
really either.
I didn't see the hype in him, and
Me
you know,
either.
he grew on me.
Yeah, same. Kind of like I kind of like, all right, like I see the hype. I mean, I'm not really the biggest Bad Bunny fan now, but it's like I definitely, I appreciate his shit. I think
I vibe to him.
Right.
Definitely vibe to him.
Yeah. Shit, man.
Which definitely, who knows? Tonight I might go watch Avatar. I might fuck around and do it. My friend, he just went and he texted me earlier. He said 8 out of 10. So,
Bruh, I would just wait until that's just gonna be out in streaming in like
it will be
another month.
so. No, it won't. It will
Yeah, it
not.
will.
You know how long it took for the second one?
Doesn't matter.
6.
Yeah, but
to
they
8 months.
Yeah, but they. How long did it take them to make
but
from
you
the
know
first
why?
to the second one?
But yeah, but the reason why they do this though is because these movies in specific, they leave them out in theaters for so long because they want them to reach that $1 billion mark, which it most definitely will.
Yeah, it already got pretty close to it on the opening weekend, didn't it?
Yeah, it did like almost 400 mil, which is fucking insane.
Right.
And they're doing more because of the Avengers trailers that are connected to it. So like this week is Thor, next week is Doctor Doom,
DD.
and then after that is the actual trailer. Which, dude, the hype for that shit, you could feel it in the theater how intense it gets when that shit.
You know what bothers me when people clap in the fucking movie?
Oh yeah, I hate that shit.
Fucking,
I hate
like,
it too.
Bro.
I don't mind the woo and the yells and the screeches like, oh fuck, like I like that because it genuines the hype. Like when I went to go see No Way Home, when all 3 Spider-Man, like when they were clapping when Toby pulled up and Andrew, I was like, all right, like chill. You know what I'm saying? I get it. Or they started clapping when he saves fucking MJ.
Oh yeah.
And they're like clapping because, he saved her and he didn't save his other one. I'm like, all right, Or like when people clap and you land the plane. Like motherfucker, they're supposed to do this shit. You got me fucked up.
I think that's a little different though, because that's a little bit more life element. In the movie, you already know what's happening. Like that's already predetermined. Like landing a plane, like some shit could go wrong. I got that from
my mom. She used to hate that shit, so I kind of just I absorbed that natural hatred for people clapping.
Yeah, I don't clap on the plane, but there's been a few times where like it is a good feeling to start a clap.
Yeah.
Like when you're somewhere
that
and you start clapping. No, not even slow clap. But just start, and then you hear other people. It's like, I started that.
Yeah.
I was the fucking catalyst to that. I'm ground zero to this clap.
The Catalina wine mixer.
Shit. Well, I think we can end off right there. There's like another minute left. So is there anything that you'd like to say? I don't know, you want to plug your Instagram, social media, I don't know, whatever. You got a minute.
Well,
the floor is yours.
I just want to let you guys know, appreciate you guys having me on this.
Me? You guys is me.
Appreciate my brother having me on this podcast.
There's only one other person here.
It's my big brother here, and maybe soon we'll have another episode eventually.
Yeah, I mean,
he's limp right now. He's a bit of a cripple at the moment.
Has nothing to do with my talking abilities.
Not at all. But
But whenever you want, dog, you have the easiest access to me right now. So
straight up,
whenever you want to record, we
right down the hall.
We just fucking convene at this point and make it happen. Turn on the mics, turn on the fucking camera.
Mics are hot, camera's hot.
This is episode 244 of the No Hangover Podcast. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you check us out on our socials on Instagram at No Hangover Podcast and on TikTok at No_Hangover. Like the reels, like the TikToks. I don't know. Are those reels as well? I don't know, shorts, whatever TikTok, the fuck reels, you want to call them. Shorts. And yeah, check us out on all our platforms. We're on YouTube. We're on Spotify. We're on Apple Podcasts. Like, subscribe, comment, rate, follow. We appreciate it. I appreciate it. Any type of engagement helps. Any type of reposting and sharing helps. I'm going to be back hitting this next year, 2026 strong, have guests coming back on, be back on social media doing all that shit. So for all of you who miss me, I will be back. And for all of you that don't know about me, you will find out about me soon. Eliad, I love you. Thank you for coming on. We'll do this more often. Everybody love everybody. Deuces.